So one of the hobbies I've always had was playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Pretty much from high school on to like being 31 years old, still kind of play it. And this is the deck I've built over the years of playing. Pretty much since we incorporated the sacrifice rules and all that kind of stuff with the ban list, and so this is a completely legal deck. It's 40 cards, the dragon deck. Um, and it's been something I've been built for quite a while. First thing, I start off with these three blue eyes white dragons. You gotta have that in any type of dragon deck. This one specifically is the one I've had pretty much since the very beginning, from the starter deck Kaiba edition, not the first edition, not the $2,000 card. Then we go off with the blue eyes alternative dragons. I have three of these. These, yeah, friends hate these cards when we play. Then, Dragon Spirit of the White. I have three of these. This dragon is one that it's treated as a blue eyes white dragon. It's a normal monster when it's in the deck or graveyard, which makes it pretty easy to summon with other support cards, and it can pop a card as soon as it's summoned, which makes for really good combos in a dragon deck, especially kind of a beefcake one. Then I have two Whitestone Legends. Kind of tempting on taking one of these out at some point and adding one of those those spirit cards, whatever the fuck they're called. Then we have three Whitestone of Ancients. Basically, what this card does is if it gets sent to the graveyard at the end phase, I can summon a Blue Eyes, and it makes it really nice, especially when you're playing it with the Dragon Spirit of the White. Now, the only 4-star monster I have, or the only 4-star monsters I have, dragon-wise, I have Keeper of the Dragon Magic. Now, most dragon decks don't actually run this card. This is usually run in Dark Magician decks and stuff like that. But what's cool about this card is you can add a polymerization when you summon it, pretty much by discarding a card. And the nice thing about what this thing does is actually can special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon back from the graveyard as long as you have a fusion monster with those listed. This is kind of a weird one. I don't even want to attempt to pronounce that, but pretty much what this card does is cannot be special summoned while you control no spell or trap cards. This deck only has 2 trap cards in it, so this actually works out. And neither player can set cards on the field, which makes it nice is because with this dragon deck, it's pretty heavily reliant on having the stronger monster on the field with the 3,000 attacks. So that's what's nice about that. Then I got a Sonic Bird. This technically is not a legal card because when I accidentally bought it, I didn't realize it was a speed duel card. My friends let me play it anyways because it's whatever. Because the original card does the same effect. But what this card does is when it's summoned, you can add a ritual card from your deck to your hand. Yes, there is a ritual monster in this deck. Sage Eyes of Blue. This is a great support card to get your blue eyes out pretty early. Keeper of the Shrine. Another card that helps summon blue eyes pretty quickly, especially because it counts as 2 sacrifices. And if your opponent destroys a dragon, this thing can be special summoned from the graveyard back to the field. And with 2,100 defense points, this thing is it's a nice help. Maiden Eyes of Blue. I mean, anyone who's ever played against a Blue Eyes deck knows what this card does. Now for the ritual monster. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Now, I can, with the support cards I put in this deck, I can pull this card pretty easily. It's getting the ritual card to the hand quickly. It's more in there for, because it can be discarded too, because it's an 8-star monster, and it's treated as a Blue Eyes, so it works with the other Blue Eyes support cards. But pretty much this thing has double piercing damage and is pretty much invincible. Now the magic cards, there's a lot in this one. Melody of Awakening Dragon. This is what I could use to pull pretty much any Blue Eyes Alternative, or the Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. I have to discard a card. which makes it a good combo with Whitestone Legend. I also have 2 of these, Ancient Rules. This one helps special summon the Blue Eyes from the hand in case the deck is bricking a little bit. This will help with that. Thing that kind of sucks is if you pull these cards kind of late or too early. No, if you pull them like later in the duel, it kind of fucks you because you're just sitting there with 2 cards you can't play. Obviously a Mystical Space Typhoon. Dragon Shrine. Most people know what that card does. A cool little polymerization. Only one in this deck and I'll show the extra deck when I'm done with this. Here's the ritual card, Chaos Form. Twin Twister. Silver's Cry. Regeki. And Return of the Dragon Lords. A Monster Reborn. One of my favorite cards. 1 trade-in. And I'm actually tempted to maybe pull out one of the special summon cards and maybe add another trade-in. And then this pretty expensive trap card, the Ultimate Creature of Destruction. I do plan on getting 2 more of these because I think this is pretty much the only trap card needed to run in a deck like this. Pretty much it makes your Blue Eyes White Dragon invincible, and if someone tried to battle with it, it would become destroyed. And then when you summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can special summon this right from the graveyard. Or not special summon, bring it back out. And then a Call the Haunted. This one's probably coming out, but I have it for right now until my other. But yeah, sorry for the shitty hairy arm. Now we're gonna use the extra deck, and we'll start things off with the card that really, when it gets summoned, it pretty much ends the duel. Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Pretty much what this card does is when it's special summoned, it's pretty much invincible. It can pop 3 cards, and the way my deck is constructed, I can pretty much special summon this thing pretty quickly. Especially I can get down on the first turn at times. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This thing I never use to special summon. It's only used with the Keeper of the Dragon magic combo. Neo's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Now what's cool about this is this thing can attack 3 times as long as it's the only card you control. It's really great if you can summon this on the first turn on turn 2 and just pop your opponent pretty quickly, especially if you took care of the rest of their cards. Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. I don't really summon this very often, but at times it's nice when you have, maybe if you had 2 Blue Eyes Alternative Dragons on the field, you activated their effects, and then you're bringing this out so you can get an attack in also. Plus it can attack twice up to monsters. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. This is usually, I use this with a combo with Ozzy. This one I don't summon very often because I don't have a lot of 4-star monsters anymore. But it's a nice card that can attack without having card effects activated on it. Here's my favorite. I just call him Ozzy, but I think it's Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. This card is an absolute beast. I have 2 of them in this deck. And then this, I don't have a way to summon it from my deck unless I'm like using someone else's monsters. But it's always nice to have maybe a 6-star Synchro, which is what this thing is. Cool effect. It's only in there for that reason. Black Rose Dragon is in there for the same reason. It's a 7-star Synchro. Again, it's used if someone's say for a like if someone summons a Volcanic Queen on you or something like that, you can Synchro summon it with someone else's monsters. Same reason for Stardust Spark Dragon, 8-star Synchro. Then this one I don't see a lot being run in Dragon decks, but Sun Dragon. Pretty much this thing can pop cards if you just need 2 level 8 monsters. Don't summon this very often, but it used to be a trademark in my deck, Tornado Dragon. It really helped for destroying the back of the field. Need 2 4-star monsters, and with only like I think 4 4-star monsters in this deck, I don't summon it very often. Same thing with Dark Rebellion Dragon. That's in case I'm going up against like something that's more powerful than me. At least I have that option. And then Blue Eyes, another Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck and then some. It does have a pretty high winning percentage so far. Against like classic decks, it does very, very well. I haven't tried it in tournament play yet with the whole COVID-19 tournaments haven't really been running yet. So I've been kind of building this deck, hopefully try to get it up to tournament play or at least have fun with it. I'm comfortable with playing with it, so it makes the duels fun. Unfortunately, like the way I play, I've always run this deck. I've never really run other decks before. And so when I go up against something I don't understand how it works, it can become very frustrating. But anyways, this was Mad Dog 2001. Thanks for watching, and comment. Let me know what you think of the deck.